CarawanCo presents a weekly scripture.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me for another brief moment in God's Word. As promised last week, we'll be going over the idea of bearing fruit. And that verse can be found in John chapter 15, and really it's the entire chapter, but I'm just going to go with the verses 1 through 4. Jesus is speaking. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can ye, except ye abide in me. It then goes on to talk about how the vines are purged if they don't bear fruit, which may seem odd considering how God is always forgiving. But that's something you have to realize, as anyone who's ever pruned let's say a rose bush, which knows that if you trim a rose bush down to, say, the absolute nub, what I guess you would call the stump of the rose bush. I mean, technically rose bushes aren't trees, but whatever you would call that last bit before you hit the ground, they often grow back and even more beautiful than before. Now, I'm no horticulturalist, I'm no herbologist, I don't know how it works, but I do know that you can only have so much growing in one spot. So if you have a bunch of plants all in a row, some of them are going to be stronger than others and suck the nutrients of the earth away from the rest of the plants. So the others are going to need fertilizer, room to breathe, and plenty of room for its roots to grow and spread out. Go forth and multiply, as it were. Now, an easy real-world example of this. Some of you may have been involved with the scam of the planting trees over in Scotland, I believe it was. I don't know if it's still going on, but I know it was very famous a year or two ago, where you could buy a square foot of land overseas, and because it was in the United Kingdom, you were then considered a lord or lady because you technically owned a plot of land over there on the foreign soil. The problem with that is, to anyone who's ever taken the time to look at a tree will tell you that that was obviously a scam because you only had that 1 square foot of land. And supposedly anyone could buy the next square foot over and over and over. So you've got seedlings all in a row like 6 in a fence post. There is no room for them to grow. The main trunk of them may grow to the size of that square foot area. But what of the canopy? It needs room to grow and branch out. It needs room for its fruit to grow from its branches. So this does not contradict anything about God's forgiveness. It expands upon go forth and multiply. Now, let's say someone was bearing fruit their entire lives. Then something changed in their life. A loved one died. The loved one was gunned down, and so their faith in God is shaken. Naturally, it would grow less fruit, if any at all. And so that vine would be cut. But God has not forgotten the person that was that vine. No. He has merely given him a chance to start growth anew. And therefore, all those little places where the fruits were growing, you now have 1 or 2 places, allowing for more nourishment to get to those particular fruits. You may be producing less, but if someone manages to get his soul right with God once more, he will produce more fruit. And there are some people who truly do reject God. I mean, maybe their parents planted the seeds for their branch to grow off the vine, but it never went past the nub because they themselves never truly accepted Christ. It's impossible to see where a person's branch is. That is for God's eyes alone. It is merely our job to try to encourage their growth, encourage their fruit to grow. Now, there's a common expression that a search or a project bore fruit. Exact same concept. Except instead of faith, it was simply the product they produced. And my friends, my brothers and sisters in Christ, I can not only pray and hope that by making these videos, I am spreading my faith throughout the internet to those who need to hear it. And again, I am no biblical scholar. I'm just doing what I can. And God's Word is the only textbook you need. And if I find anything that makes me curious, or makes me think that I have been led astray or told you wrong, I will tell you. And I truly believe so far that everything I've told you is correct. And I can only hope and pray that God is looking at my branch and seeing fruit grow. And I can only hope it is ripe enough for Him to feast upon it. For I hope and pray that you are becoming spiritually enlightened by these videos. Please, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, so that in some small way, your branch can bear fruit. You may see me as a complete idiot up here spouting nonsense, and therefore spread it to someone else for the hope of a good laugh. But I hope that somewhere down the line, someone is inspired to turn to God's holy word. I hope I am bearing fruit through this. I truly am. It is amazing what some people are inspired by. Well, I guess that's all I've got for you today. So until next week, thank you for your time.
Ask the Savior to help you, comfort, strengthen, and keep you.